Jess and Alex, I am so glad we are finally here to see this in person.
Absolutely.
What is it?
Well, it's an ambulance. We converted it into somewhat of an off-road camper. We got the idea, she had surprised me with a trip to California to see Metallica. And in doing that, we rented like a Class C,
RV.
old folks kind of RV, got the taste of it. And
yeah, spent our time camping in Yosemite, which was great.
yeah, basically just kind of fell in love with the idea of having all your stuff with you. Like we'd go to a hike and Jessica would be like halfway there and she's like, oh my God, I forgot my hiking shoes or I forgot my sweater. I'm like, no,
It's right
no,
here.
you didn't. It's right behind you.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep doing that and looked into like getting sprinter vans, but they're very, very expensive. When COVID happened, you couldn't travel. You couldn't go to Arizona, you couldn't go to Utah, you couldn't rent anything. So we started looking for like a 4-wheel drive van. And on Kijiji one day at work, stumbled across this unicorn.
The unicorn.
Yeah. And right away I got so excited, like, Jessica, like, come look at this thing. It's a 4-wheel drive diesel truck. We can make this thing like wicked.
Yeah. Because as you know, most of our ambulances here are the van style, 2-wheel drive gas.
Yep.
But we're
Yeah.
like 4-wheel drive, truck chassis, diesel, exactly what we want.
Yeah. So contacted the guy, arranged to make e-transfers and find a shipping company to ship it home.
But as you can see, we had to use every
Oh, yes.
every little inch that we can or millimeter
Yeah,
that
every
we can
bit,
in
like
here.
everything flips up. There's storage in every
Yeah.
single little nook and cranny.
Yeah.
This is all pre-wired. Like there's gonna be a TV here. This is pre-wired for under cabinet lights. The cabinets are gonna go right along here for our clothes and over into the corner. And then you have a fan.
I want my
and stuff.
fan. I can't sit without a fan.
And then this is all pre-wired
This
here.
will be.
That's the biggest challenge of building this because you don't know where everything's gonna go, and
You gotta be
have to
comfortable.
you have to have all the wires in place before you make it.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I do think there's something to be said for using it as it's a work in progress because then you get a feel for
It's
the
true.
space and you're like,
Yeah.
what do I need? This in this spot, this in that spot. Whereas when you're trying to think of it ahead and you finish it and then it's like building a house and you're like, I wish we had done
Oh,
X,
yeah.
Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We work on it
Yeah.
all winter, and just pick a section and concentrate on that, and then by like I don't know April,
May. Yeah.
we just button up, like put the wires, hide the stuff, button it up so we can use it for the summer to remind ourselves why we
Smart.
go
Oh,
through
yeah, that's
the
perfect.
pain of trying to build this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure in the winter it's like,
Oh yeah.
The first winter was the really hard part of taking the whole ambulance stuff out, which was, like I said, it was welded, it was riveted, it was hidden bolts, like really hard to get it all cleared out.
so
But
what have we got on the outside? Give us a little tour here.
Okay, so one reason we like the ambulance idea is because it's all aluminum, it's never gonna rust. It comes with all pre-made awesome doors. Like it's meant for a wicked accident and
Solid.
still save everyone that's inside. It's very, very well built.
Oh,
All of our lithium batteries, like this drawer was already here.
holy.
So there's just so many little cool components that if you buy a normal RV, it's not built this rugged. There's this storage here. Like this is a screen tent if you're in a really bugged area at a lake or something. These are our mats for out here. The awning is manually controlled. You just clip this on here.
Oh, right on.
Comes out super quick, so what Jess was explaining earlier on how quick we can get set up. And this blocks the sun, keeps the heat away. These all just snap in.
Oh, nice. That's a nice touch.
Yeah. And that's where I get back to like the love-hate thing. Like after a year of working on it, you're just like, we're not even close to using this thing. And the amount of hours that we have in, like, it's not even impressive yet. It's all welded together and it was white and it looked terrible and oh my God. It was questioned
the
ourselves.
first summer
why,
we used it was
why
just
do we
like
do this?
exposed wires, metal framing. We did a double high, like 2 mattresses in there and a cooler.
Like we redid the stereo in the cab, and then there's speakers outside with an awning, and then there's gonna be speakers in here for our TV, But I put,
Alex likes
there's a
it.
Serwin Vega
Sound.
subwoofer right behind you, Tyson. All the windows, this is all blackout. So you,
nice.
you can kind of be like stealthy. The top blacks
So you
out.
can- all the windows black out.
And they
Or
also, yeah, you can show
They
them.
also can do screen, and you can open up
The hatch
the
opens.
hatch opens, so you can have a rooftop party if you want to go up through the
We can
hatch.
get on the bed and then get onto the roof.
Nice.
Looking at all the options that you could have done, which would have been less expensive and less time consuming, why did you decide to go this route?
There might have been some regrets afterwards, but we're so far in now.
I don't know, I like challenges. And I
We
like
do.
trying to be just a little bit different. Like something one-off.
Yeah, and we
So-
like to go down to, like I said, we like to go to the Southwest, so like Arizona and Utah, and there's a lot of this kind of stuff down there. So when you start seeing some of the ideas of the home builds and everything down there, you're like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Gets
and we
your
kind of
attention.
never expected it to be as big of a project, like a lot of
That's
projects.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't expect.
looking back now, like maybe you wouldn't have tackled it.
Maybe we should have did this part.
But now
But
that
it's
we're,
been fun.
you
It's
know,
good for
we're,
a story.
I don't know, I'm gonna say we're a little over halfway. I don't know, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
When you actually get in it and turn the music up and start driving, like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is lifted, it's 4-wheel drive, diesel. It's gonna go all kinds of places that the Airstream could never dream of.
Where are you going with this?
What are some of the cool places you guys have taken it?
The furthest we've been this year, we went to New Hampshire. And we hiked Mount Washington, and that was, we kind of just stayed close to home because we didn't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
Yeah,
You're always
So we
kinda
didn't want to get
testing
too
it.
far away.
that's right.
But we got a
Trial
little
by
more,
fire.
yeah, we got a little more confident this year. Got outside of Canada, and that was super fun. I think the end goal would be once we have it all built and we're comfortable, solar, we'd like to take it to Arizona or Utah, and we have friends down there that we would like to leave it down there is our idea.
Even if you just stored it for a season and then all you'd have to do is
Right.
fly down.
Fly
because if
down.
you wanted to drive, you're looking at minimum a week just to get there, a week just to get home. So,
Gives you two
and when can we even get
Yeah.
2 weeks vacation?
Like we want to go
So,
down and
Yeah.
explore and have our own rig. It's been a challenging adventure.
Yeah,
doubt.
it's an adventure on its own,
Yeah.
just building it.
No
yeah.
kidding.
This was based actually on my first heavy metal t-shirt, which was Metallica Damage Incorporated, and hence the style.
And this is our little home on
You just
wheels.
have to ignore the scratch on the side there.
It's well used. That's
It's very well
You
used.
can't, you're not just keeping it in, a museum. All right,
Do
we're looking in
the,
this.
do the
Take a
tour.
look.
Do the tour.
Holy!
Do the tour.
Yep.
Oh my!
His band was asked to play at a Skiduk Van Inn.
Yeah, that started it, and I borrowed, my sister had a van, so we borrowed their van for the weekend. And that was basically it. It was instant love, and it's like, okay, I need a van for gear, functionality. And then we just needed a party lifestyle wagon for the weekend. So this is like,
obviously.
come on, let's do this. So that was it, basically, and we found a deal on this one. And then we made it ours slowly over
I was
the
gonna
years.
say, I assume you didn't
It was
buy
not.
it like this.
No, it was not like this when we bought it. No.
We were given the honor of getting this van from an original vanner. His
He
name
was an
George.
OG vanner.
Myself, I've always wanted a van even before I had my driver's license. So as a young kid, I went to the custom shop and I always dreamt of putting together a van with, the windows and the sunroofs and the mags and the side pipes. And it was always a dream of ours to have a van. A few years back, we decided after raising our children, or growing up now, to buy a van. And we sort of say all the time how we enjoy this van life and the people that we've met, having raised children, not having many friends. And now we have more than enough friends and just not enough time to go to every event that we're invited to. It's just a really good culture to be in.
The amp is our toilet hidey hole,
So there's a little trick to it. You got to pull this off,
but it just pulls
and the
out.
toilet is no longer in here. But
Pulls out.
so that's
And
basically
just
it.
like no curtain that comes around or anything. It's just
When the doors are shut, she's solid. And when we've got our window covering up at night, which we actually are putting up, we got a flexible curtain rod, so we're gonna just have a curtain built into the windows.
I'm an exhibitionist.
I was like, Tyson, I will never complain about our toilet room being right next to the bed
If
again.
it's 3 in the morning and he says I have to go, I'm like under the blankets. I'm like,
No,
all
actually,
right.
what I'm going to do is when I do my bulkhead up front here, I'm going to put a carpet, like an actual curtain right
Yeah.
around. So I get the proper setup. I just have to finish.
Yeah, but there's still like no separation
No.
from whoever's in the
No.
bed.
If it's daytime, I can go for a walk. But yeah, and like we've got storage in our buckets.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So basically, Ella, turn the seat here, look. So this is your separation. There's there's your separation right there. You can hang out here in the front seat.
This is what they call a conversion van. Back in the day, they made these into 4 captain chairs, a pedestal table, and a fold-out bed in the back, which is the way we got it set up here today. We just took our bed out last night.
And this was basically the cargo,
It's a cargo
edition,
van.
basically.
Yeah.
Are they still like a 3-season van? Are they nice enough in the spring and the fall to take out?
This one is.
Yeah, well, that's part of your own customization. If you get into insulation and stuff like that on the inside, a lot of people will use like the 1/4-inch styrofoam. It's not the greatest. But you can
pink
go
is-
down to like a rock wall, which is heavy insulation, so you can use this in the winter if you want it. I actually have a little furnace unit that I'm going to put into this shed. Yeah, you could use it for 4 season if you wanted to.
We're a little spoiled. We got a generator and a heater.
Yeah.
The Van Inn is where we gather at a club's event. Typically, Van Inn means that it's a larger gathering where we have showers, band. Some van events are just called a camp out, where they have absolutely nothing. You just go with your van and your own amenities. And typically, a Van Inn will have porta potties or toilets or a facility that has showers, toilets, and stuff, and we'll have bands.
Games and events and different.
Yeah.
Different
We have
results.
some games.
It's
And,
pretty involved weekend. But no one really knows about the van
Everybody
scene.
seems to think we're all getting older too. Like, so we're, even though we say we party,
But you're
Bunch of senior
raising the
citizens.
next generation of Vanners.
and there's always a caravan cruise. Like, there's always a tour somewhere, and there's just a line of vans.
Convoy.
Convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
do
best part of
convoys
the
up to
weekend.
60 vans.
Yeah, wow.
So we had a police escort this summer,
PEI.
64 vans, I think it was, eh?
Yeah, the RCMP were at all the roundabouts, so the
So we
vans
did
could all
that.
get through together, and nobody could. Because
was
the
great.
worst is when you get 60 vans, and then there's like a Toyota
A car.
Tercel
Yeah.
and somebody else in the middle, right? You're like,
Ooh, those Torcells. Menace on the road.
It's basically just a group of like-minded people that get together and socialize and have party for the weekend, basically, pretty well.
Friends you haven't met yet.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
the logo.
that's actually our slogan. Yeah, we're friends you haven't met yet.
So do you like love it when they're like, come on, let's get in the van? Or are you like, oh God, no, can I just have a weekend?
No, I love it.
We can't
She
get her
sleeps
out
on
of
the
van.
floor. Like, we make her a bed with blankets and soft stuff, and she fits right on the floor. Although next year we might kick her out into the tent.
Yeah,
It might be time.
it's the year.
My mom and my aunt are actually in the van here. They're like a couple of school kids riding in the back of the bus, but they didn't want to be on TV or on camera, so they're kind of hiding in the van here. But you can hear them in the background here. They're kind of giddy.
Are you serious?
No, they're in the van.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joking?
No, they're in the van.
They just didn't want to be on
Yeah, they
TV.
just wanted to go for a cruise, right? And they're having so much fun, right? Yeah.
Well, hi in there. Thanks for coming for the ride.
How come
Hi,
you
Mom.
didn't get to stay
Oh,
Hi,
my
in the
Mommy,
van?
God.
how are you? Show you here just quickly. If you want.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble.
There's mom and my aunt here.
Oh, look at all the seats in again.
Nice to see. That looks very cozy.
We're having a great time.
Oh, I love that.
Good.
That is awesome. Oh my God, I would have never
your baby?
known. Okay, so you have to
All over.
actually kind of take part in the culture. You can't just own a van.
Jake, you
There-
could
there is
probably
a fine
speak to
line.
this.
You have to own a van to actually do a van in, which is part of our culture, which you can go to a couple of van events with a van and then switch over to your Airstream or camper, which people do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They do
And some
as well.
people tow a camper in behind their vans, so it's kind of frowned upon because we sleep in our vans, as do they.
Yeah.
Our children sometimes sleep in tents beside the van. but in general, to be a vanner, we sleep in the van.
It's true, after talking to some van livers or vanners and also like watching some videos on YouTube, I do love the ease of van travel compared to towing, but I just can't live without a bathroom. Like, it doesn't even have to be a full luxurious bathroom, but like a toilet. It's so beautiful out this way. I love Wentworth.
And always a scenic drive.
Great place to meet up with our next person, a full-time van liver, all year round, 4 years running.
Oh man, that would take some doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to see her setup and how she got into this. Are you excited to see the van itself?
I always like seeing like storage solutions and stuff like that. I mean, part of it is like boiling things down to the bare minimum of what you need, just having the essentials, but even with the essential stuff adds up and you need to store it a certain way to make the most of it.
I have been in this guy for 4 years now. Yeah, and then I did 3.5 years before this in an SUV. I took the back seat out of the SUV, made my little like first home on wheels, and actually fell in love with it. So it was obviously a lot smaller than this. So like now I always say to people that most people that are doing van life are like downsizing everything to get into the van. And I'm like, this has been a complete upgrade. I can stand, I can move around. And yeah, I just decided that I wanted to actually go full time with it.
How do you cook in here?
I have a portable stove. So again, because these drawers have been a pain in the butt, usually this thing actually goes in one of the drawers, but I just have this guy and then my butane canisters. And this guy.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, so my friend Becca has lived in her van for a year before I did. And I remember her saying, like, you're gonna regret not having a built-in stove. She's like, she's got the propane hooked up in the back. Like, she's like, you're gonna regret not just being able to turn it on to make your tea and all that kind of stuff. I am so happy that I ended up sticking with the portable, because the amount of times I've been able to like take it out and go cook at the beach and just be in nature. I don't always want to be in the van on a nice summer day. Tried to do it as cheap as I possibly could, so it's definitely not one of the big fancy builds that people see, but it's everything that I need.
Well, it's custom that way.
Yeah. Well, and
Works for
I
you.
found that like there's a lot of things that I see people doing, and everybody has different things that work for them. But often people want like the shower and all that kind of stuff, and I know my routine. I'm a level 7 dirtbag. Shower once a week. I think that's regular for most van lifers. So it's like, I didn't want to deal with filling up the water supply and all that kind of stuff. So I knew very basic things. So most people I feel like have a sense of something set up here. Mine was like, I didn't want to do the slides because I knew that I had to put the bike in this way. So like, it's just my contraption of like, wow. And then I can just pull the bike out. Everything's now gonna fall because normally a lot of this is in the front.
We're in winter mode.
Yeah, and then I always have the plug-in, like this is for my shore power. I really could undo this, but it's not giving me an issue. And then I can just like, it's already pulled through here. And then that plugs me into shore power it's just an extension cord. I knew that I really wanted to have a full bed, and I didn't want to have the curled in. Like, people don't realize how much they stretch out when they're sleeping until they can't stretch out when they're sleeping.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So having a 6-foot-long bed for me was really important, even though I'm only 5'4". And then I wanted the view when I was writing my book. So yeah, this is supposed to be where the composting toilet was gonna go. So, I mean, I've got this screwed in now, but this door was supposed to open. Composting toilet was gonna go in here, and that was the plan. And then I just realized that I didn't want to have to buy a composting toilet, and I don't want to deal with that when I'm okay peeing outside and doing whatever we need to do. So this became storage. So I've got a bunch of like arts and crafts supplies for things I want to do, extra blankets, like my big winter blanket is in here, bathroom supplies, essential oils, like all of the little knickknacks, extra sweaters, because I live here in the winter, I do have like 7 sweaters on during the day. Like at nighttime, yes, it's just the blankets, but I want to be warm. There's two things that if I could readjust, because the bathroom space didn't end up being for the composting toilet, it would be nice to take the cooler and have the cooler elevated to where that bathroom space is, and then just have the storage be underneath the bed. So then that way I don't have to like, because like, so the bed also, I didn't show that like, it's in couch mode. Because I'm only one person, I sleep in couch mode, but it actually does push out into a full bed.
I wondered that.
So it does, the slides come out and goes into a bed. So when the slides are out, then it's a little bit harder to access the fridge underneath. Like if I've had a few friends come and visit with me for a couple like weeks, and it's like one of those things where you like reach far underneath the fridge and like the van door needs to be open to access the fridge now.
I really need to know how you get through the winters in this thing.
Well, okay, I have my diesel marine grade heater.
Okay.
Underneath this guy.
Oh, look, you got your gym, you got weights.
I got just my shoe storage, but yeah. So the diesel marine grade heater is in here. I can't remember exactly what brand it is, but like it hooks up, and then I have my separate diesel reservoir underneath here. I like breathing in cold air when I sleep.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's convenient for van life.
Yeah, like my favorite sleeping temperature is like -5 to -11.
Oh.
So lots of blankets is the key.
Well, yeah, I have my good layer of socks, usually one pair of pants, max 2. If it's -18, -20, I'll be honest, it gets, toes are cold, everything's cold. And then I have my good sleeping bag and a good blanket, and I just cocoon. Like, it's not, like, I'm not cozy. I'm like, I've got the blanket around, there's one breathing hole. Like, it's like, I am decked out. I've never felt so much more at peace. And people will often ask, like, when do you see yourself wrapping this up? I don't at all. This has been, it's just literally gets better every single time. I'm so much more content with less.
So what do you think of full-time van life?
I don't think it's for you.
Is it for you?
I like having the trailer. I like being able to stand up, and we have a lot more space than a van does, but it is cool to be able to go a lot more places that the trailer can't make it to.
I love how personalized it is to her. Absolutely, it's really cool, and it seems like it really suits her lifestyle, and I love that for her. Not for me. I just, you know what? I just want to have a bathroom. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Plumbing, my basic non-negotiable needs are toilet, like washroom facility of some kind, water and power. Those are the 3 things that I need for, that's the recipe.
She got 2 out of 3.
For the happy Alicia.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know, but she doesn't use the power. Like, to sleep in the cold like that?
Oh, yeah, fair.
Well, couldn't do it. Is it okay that I have barbecue sauce on this? Is it too pungent? Want me to crack the window?
Go ahead.
Gonna make your eyes water?
Too late.
Sometimes lunch on the road is leftovers, and sometimes you cooked a full chicken breast and forgot to cut it up. So you're just gonna eat it off a fork. It was so funny. I really thought I cut it up.